If you remember nothing else from today, remember this truth. Power does not lie in individual resistance. Power lies in collective courage. And that is exactly what those who abuse power fear the most. Because throughout history, systems of oppression have never relied on strength alone. They relied on division. They relied on silence. They relied on convincing ordinary people that they are alone. We've seen it before in slavery, where families were torn apart so people could not unite. In Jim Crow, where laws enforced separation and fear. In sharecropping, where economic traps kept people struggling individually instead of rising collectively. And if you think that I am repeating what I said before, you are right, because we don't seem to understand and learn unless it's by repetition. And you know I know that's true, because look at the repetition and conditioning that you have been under since you got into this country, and you believe it all. And why would you do that? Because the very people that put stripes on your back threw Africans off of the ships and into water that they know they couldn't swim. You understand? Sharks used to follow the boats. But we can't seem to understand that we need to be together. So, in Jim Crow, laws were enforced strictly for separation and fear. Also in sharecropping. But today we talk about some tactics that are wearing new faces. We see institutions used not to serve the people, but to control them. We see bad actors behind badges using authority, not only for protection, but intimidation. We see corporations using laws, paperwork, and pressure to take homes, displace communities, and erase people's future, all in the name of progress. You notice where I'm from, they took down a predominantly black community and ran an interstate straight through it, straight through the city. You know, but you think they would have did that if it would have been a white community? Now, when people speak up, they are silenced, they are threatened, they are made examples of, and it is the system that says stay quiet or you will lose everything, your job, reputation, home, chance at future. And slowly, just like that, people's dreams, hopes, and property are all taken, not with chains, but with contract, not with whips, but with paperwork, not with auctions, but with evictions, convictions. And yet, despite all of that, there is something more powerful than fear. There is something that has always broken these systems: togetherness. There is a moment that captures the truth perfectly, a lesson passed down not through laws or speeches, but through a mother's words, a letter. It says, if you are reading this, I'm gone. But the choices that you may face about this house I left you, this house was never meant to be an asset. It was meant to be a shelter. Not just for one family, but for a community. See, we open our doors. Supposedly, we're supposed to do that as Christians, but I don't believe y'all. We open our doors to anyone who needs dignity more than they need privacy. This house fed hungry children. House fed broken families, sheltered dreams that had nowhere else to grow. That is the truth of what community really is. Not ownership, not profit, but responsibility. And then comes the message we all need to hear. I'm not leaving you walls and a roof. I'm leaving you a responsibility to be a shelter for others. And that's what we have to become. We want to run out here individually and be just like the master, knowing that you're going to only be blacklisted. You ain't never going to be whitelisted. And let me tell you something. If we don't become a shelter for others that look just like us, the systems that divide us will keep on profiting, and we'll keep on fighting for our survival. See, because they want us to believe that if we just protect ourselves, we'll be okay. That if we just stay quiet, we'll be spared. That is the biggest lie. The letter says clearly, do not let them divide you from your people. Do not let them make you believe that survival requires abandoning others. And boy, do we know how to abandon our people. We do it to our people in government. We do it to our neighbors. We do it to our sisters and brothers. We do it every day, all day long. And we watch other communities band together so that they can have more than us. And we were here first. But it's not about who was here first. You know, it's about what you do while you're here. Please, do not let them make you believe that survival requires abandoning others. I had to say it again, and I'm going to tell you, that is the lie that keeps poor folks poor and good people powerless. That is the strategy. Now, I'll tell you, one of the things that we have to understand, and I hope we finally do that one day, is let us be a shelter not only for ourselves, but for our communities. Let us step up and be the men and women that we were created to be. And the only reason why we're not is because we fell down on our knees. It's time to stand up.